Good evening, everyone, and welcome to week 6 of our Lent Journey, which is Holy Week. So excited and so amazed at everything that's going on. Just going to wait a couple of seconds. Well, it's always going to be a little bit longer than a couple of seconds. I say that all the time. So we are about to get started. Just want to make sure everyone can see and hear. Everyone is in the place. Hi, Sister Marilyn. How are you? One computer's acting right. The other one is not. That is okay. Wonderful, wonderful. That's what I needed to see. So, full-fledged, awesome. So, there it is. Awesome. We can get rocking and rolling. Hi, Sister Pauline. How you doing? We are bumping and jumping, getting everything situated and together. This is Holy Week, and it's just like I'm so excited that it is Holy Week. Beyond anything that I could imagine, it is probably for me one of the best times of year. I prefer it better than Christmas. Yeah, I do. I prefer it better than Christmas any given day at any given time. Okay. So now I understand why that happens. So we are going to jump right in regards to tonight's devotional. What I do love about this week, we will be doing different scriptures for each day. We will be doing our devotionals from now till Thursday evening. On Friday at 12 noon, myself and Minister Peterson will be doing the 7 last sayings of Christ. And then we won't probably do anything. We're not going to do anything for the weekend. We'll just post, scriptures and everything within the group and let you enjoy family and friends. And we will not do anything on what was called Easter Monday. And then we'll pick right back up. But more information will, follow whatever. So, but thank you for joining us. We're glad to have you. And we are going to get right into our Holy Week devotional. Never forget our daily prayer requests. And it's, Lord, we may know you more clearly, love you more deeply, and follow you more closely. And tonight's topic is given to God what belongs to God. And the scripture reference is Mark, the 12th chapter, the 13th through the 17th verse. And I'm going to read the King James version of that this evening. And it says, "And they send unto him a certain of the Pharisees and of the Herodians to catch him in his words." Basically, they're trying to trip him up. "And when they come, they say to him, Master, we know thou art true and carest for no man, for thou regardest not the person of men, but teachest the way of God in truth. Is it lawful to give tribute to Caesar or not? Shall we give or shall we not give?" But he, knowing their hypocrisy, said unto them, Why tempt ye me? Bring me a penny that I may see it. And they brought it. And he says unto them, Who is this image and superscription? And they said unto him, Caesar's. And Jesus said unto them, Render unto Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and to God the things that are God. And they were marveled at him. Now, this topic is so appropriate, given to God what belongs to God. Many people discuss it. Many people talk about it. Many people feel that, us doing or obeying the laws of the land and things like that shouldn't, come into play. But I'm going to speak on it on a different angle. When we talk about giving to God what belongs to God, we should be willingly giving him us. Because in all actuality, we belong to him. We don't belong to anyone else. Yes, our parents birthed us, but we belong to God. So therefore, at any other point and at any given day, we should be doing and wholeheartedly our lives. But think about this. And I feel that we all are guilty on this. We don't, say for instance, we don't tell them not to take taxes out. We make sure we pay the tax man. We make sure that we are running to file our taxes by April 15th. We're making sure that they took out the proper ones, or, if not, making sure things are right. You make sure that you punch your time clock going to your job every single day. You make sure that your rent is paid. You make sure, well, hopefully, some people don't, but hopefully that's what you do. You make sure that your mortgage is paid. You make sure your bills are paid. But we don't always make sure that our lives are for God. And see, the difference between man and government, they're going to forcefully take their money. They're not going to wait for us to decide or come to the, fruition that, they're just going to happily give it to us. No, they're going to make sure that every paycheck that you get, they're going to get what belongs to them. It's not voluntary. It's not, something you can decide upon. You either do that or you end up in the clink clink. And trust me, stripes don't look good on me. However, when I say the difference between God and government is God gives us a choice. He gives us free will. And you know what we do with that free will? We do everything we want to do except live for him. And so sometimes I wonder, I'm like, think of it as kids. You know what he'll do. We say to our kids, like my grandmother used to say this all the time, and she was good at saying this. She was like, we're going to do this the easy way or the hard way, but both of them are going to be my way. You're looking at what? I mean, I use it religiously now. Trust me, I use it religiously now. But it made sense. And God uses the same mentality. We just don't know it. We don't realize it. Because his thing is like, we're going to do this the easy way or the hard way. Now, for those who are utterly offended for someone who's a believer to curse, I'm sorry if I have to lose you. That's okay. I'll be all right with it. But my grandmother used to say, the easy way is to do what I tell you to do, and all will be well with the world. The hard way is for me to beat you, you know what? And you're still going to do what I tell you to do. But now your feelings are going to be hurt. You're going to be on punishment. Your behind's going to hurt. And you still got to do it. So why keep fighting me? Just do what I ask you to do. And that is the relationship we put ourselves in with God. We put ourselves in the hard way relationship, where it's always a fight. It's always a pull. It's always a tussle to give him what's due him. If he did us the way we did him, man, we would be in trouble. We would be in trouble. Because we have turned our backs on God. We think he's a genie. We treat him like a genie. We treat him like this magician that is supposed to just give us whatever it is we want. But I need us to understand, we cannot reap the benefits of the blessing and the call if we're not willing to have to deal with the accountability and responsibility. If we're not willing to walk through the purification process so that we can move forward. And that's not to say that you guys are bad people or we're bad people. We make mistakes. We slack up. We decide we're not going to do something. Absolutely, it happens in life. But because we serve a God who is so loving and so caring and is always so forgiving and reassuring and is always wants us to come back unto him, he's willing to always give us another try, another chance, because this purpose that he has for you is so great. And you can only do it the way you're going to do it. See, he foresaw it when he laid out everything. He saw you walking in that particular purpose. He saw you being the light to thousands and millions. He saw you. So therefore, he is going to do everything in his power to make sure that you have everything that you need to walk in that purpose. But we have to do a complete surrender of us, of flesh, of attitude, of person. We have to just kill it. And we have to be submissive to him. Now, that has been in the past very hard for me. You know, as I've told anyone, that I've been really open about how that struggle has been for me, because I like to know what's going on, when it's going on, how it's going on, with whom, where. I need to know all the details. And then I need to have my hand in the pot. And then I need to make sure it's going the way I want it to go, in the direction that I see for, that is fruitioning the way I feel it should. So there's been times that, yes, I was completely surrendered to God. And then I'll be good for a minute and just be like, you know what? I'm going to figure this out on my own because you're moving too slow. Yes, I actually said that one time. I said, God, you're moving too slow. I need this to kind of quicken, speed up. So I'm just going to take this off your hands since you got all these other people to worry about. And I'm going to roll on and take care of this. That didn't end well. It didn't end well. Because then I was right back at square one. And now it was taking longer to get to where I need to be, because I just wanted to do what I wanted to do. And no harm, no foul, no shade. We all have been there. There's something that God is telling us all to do right now. And we're just like, yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know. You got the facial expression, because I think like that, just exactly like that. Like, I don't want to do that. I'm good. But all he wants us to do is give him what belongs to him. And that is us. Because when we make the ultimate sacrifice and surrender completely to him and allow him to mold us and to shape us and to push us where he needs and wants us to be, that alone is amazing. It is amazing, because you can't even imagine where it will take you. You just can't. Because now you are in that good spot. You're in that good place. And you're just allowing him to be who he is. You're allowing him to order those steps. You're allowing him to take it and move forward in life. Now, it's not always going to be easy. It's not always going to be pretty. And I think what's happened, we've gotten this pretty version of what, Christianity and, being a believer is. That's what we've gotten. And so therefore, we kind of just back up off of it when it doesn't fit that mold. When he was sitting in the temple teaching for his last time, he knew all of these things that was coming about. He knew that we were going to struggle. He knew that these are questions that we're going to ask. He knew we were going to be ruled by other people. And, they're not always godly. He knew these things. So therefore, he put it in place. He laid the plan and basically made it able for us to do all the things that we needed to do. He gave us the blueprint in his word. Because he absolutely knew we were going to need some help. You know, I know people struggle about everything that's going on in the world right now. I know people, look at the government we have and we're like, okay, we have craziness ensuing us. But that is when we need to really give ourselves to God completely and let him do the things he needs to do and be guided by him. Yes, we want to make change. Yes, we don't like what's going on. We want, better, situations for all persons involved. However, we can't do that on our own on our own guidance and our own understanding. That's where God comes into play. He has to guide, he has to direct, because he does everything in love. Now, trust me, it doesn't mean he doesn't get angry. It doesn't mean he doesn't get upset. It doesn't mean that the wrath can't come down. That doesn't mean any of that. But his underlying overall main purpose is to do things and correct in love. Now, if he has to bring the pain, like some of the kids we would say back in the day, he can bring it. I don't think I want that. I want to learn how to love like him. I want to have that patience, because I realize that if I'm nasty to someone, it doesn't have the same result. Now, when I'm good and I'm nice about it and sweet about it, and I'm genuinely they see that I'm trying to help, it has a different effect. I can get them to do what I need them to do, because it didn't come off as an attack. But that is from being obedient. That is from surrendering. And yes, there's parts of my life I am still working on surrendering to God. I am. And I know I can be honest. Let me share one of them, that I need to control it all. It is not as bad as it used to be. But baby, I could have 50 projects running and I know I need help, but because I needed to have my hand in everything, I'm running myself into the ground. And that doesn't benefit God. That doesn't honor God, because if I'm in a hospital with tubes all over the place because I done ran myself in the ground and then I haven't trained anybody, I haven't shared with anybody the whole overall purpose and the plan and how to execute, then it lays in vain and it lays in wait. And therefore now he's got to reassign it to someone else who is going to get the purpose done, but you would have done it. So I'm day by day, as he is adding more to my plate, as he is doing more, as he is expanding my territory, I am learning to delegate, to bring more people in, to be more trusting of my ability. Let me just stress that again. We have to be confident in our ability as teachers and as leaders when we give somebody a project. Micromanaging and being over it has nothing to do with the person. 90% of the time, it's our own shortcomings because we're not confident in ourselves that we've taught them the way it needs to go. So therefore, we use the term, oh, it has to be done my way. It has to be done a certain way. That's not truth, and that's not the case. We're lacking some confidence in what our skill set is. So instead of dealing with that, instead of seeking God on that and asking him to heal that and to correct that, we put that off as someone else not being competent. And that's not fair. But how do we get there? How do we truly get there? It means giving ourselves to God completely, wholly, without thought. Because his way is perfect. His way is going to get you to where you need to be. It's not always going to be peaches and cream. It's not always going to be gravy. But his way is going to get you where you need to be. Always where you need to be. So What do I want you guys to do this evening for your assignment? So, hope you have your journals. I'm going to say that every time you ever see me. I hope you have your journals. What I want you to do is always, I say each day you have something, put your daily prayer request and the date. Always start off with that, no matter what we're doing. Put your daily prayer request and any additional prayer requests that you may have. Put those first before we do anything. And then I want you to go back and read Mark, the 12th chapter, the 13th through the 17th verse. Now, I read the King James Version, the Amplified Bible translation, the New International Version. They have really great translations, a lot more detailed for studying and comparing. Use any version that is going to be the best for you. Any version. So don't feel like you have to use any one particular one. Use any version that's going to be the best for you. And then what I want you to do after you've read that, I want you to reflect on your life. And then when I say reflect on your life, I want you to think, what parts of your life do you tend to keep from God? You know, where is it in your life that you say, okay, I'm going to handle this. I'm going to give him everything else, but I'm going to handle all of this. What are those things? Number 2, how may God be inviting you to a fuller surrender of your life at this moment? This is where you take your quiet time after reflecting on those parts, and then be still and just think about how God may have spoken to you or poured into you about how he is yearning for a closer and, complete relationship with you. But, family happened, life happened, things happened, and you didn't pay full attention to what that was. So reflect and see where it is he's already spoken to you about that. Now, also what I want you to do is I want you to do like this when you're doing, I want you to cup your hands. This is your third thing. I want you to cup your hands as if you were holding your life in them. And I want you to do it this way, if you can see better. And then I want you to say these words. Into your hands, Lord, I commit my life. This is your life. You've decided to put all of your things in there. Lift it up to him and say, Lord, I commit my life into your hands. Basically, you're taking your hands off of it and allowing him to do what he needs to do. And then throughout the next couple of days, if you're having your challenges, if you're having ups and downs, just say, into your hands, Lord, I commit my life. Into your hands, whatever the situation may be, whatever is going on, whatever craziness may be ensue, whatever heartbreak is going on right now, commit yourself to him. Let him handle it. It's not to say that you won't be hurt. It's not to say that you may not worry a little bit. But as you grow, he'll take the worry away. He'll take the pain away. Whether it's physical or emotional or spiritual, whatever that pain is, but you have to commit your life into his hands. You have to literally give it to him. I've always said, God is not the God who's going to kick down the door and say, you're going to serve me. He's only going to come in if we allow him, if we invite him in. That's the difference between man and God. God will wait for you to open that door. And he's there waiting for you to open that door. And above all else, he loves you. So he's willing to wait. He is definitely willing to wait. So I want to thank you for joining us this evening for week 6 of our Lent Journey. This is Holy Week. This is an awesome, awesome week. Again, we will be back tomorrow, the same time, same location at 8 p.m. Want to keep all of our families in prayer, all of our loved ones in prayer, especially our devotional group family. There is, some trials and tribulations and pains and things that are going on. So we are definitely keeping you guys lifted in prayer. We know that the enemy is trying, but he is not going to be successful. It said the weapon would be formed, but it won't prosper. So understand that weapons all around us is going to be formed, but it's not going to prosper. It's not going to prosper at all. Know that I love you. I want the best for you. I'm continually praying for you. So be blessed. You have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And I will see you tomorrow evening, 8 p.m., same location. Love you guys dearly. And I will see you tomorrow. Good night.